as the title says, we bought a $500 Yamaha Banshee that supposedly runs. It hasn't run yet. We haven't seen it run, so, you know, we don't know if it will. But for once, we're not actually planning on tearing it apart and stealing the engine for other things. Banshees are so cool, we figured, you know, maybe we just want to have a cool Banshee. So yeah, we'll try to get it running for starters, see if it runs and drives, and then, you know, then we'll fix it up and make it better. Obviously, as you'd expect for a $500 anything, it's very, very dirty, rather tired and sad, and I'm sure many things on it need to be replaced. So that's the plan. We're gonna replace the things that need to be replaced, rebuild the things that need to be rebuilt, and make it beautiful and shiny and amazing again, because that's what it deserves to be. Well, I mean, it was dirty, but it looks to be all, you know, there, which of course supposedly it ran when it was parked, so.
A few years ago.
We've all heard that story before. The radiator is very, very bent. It's bent like in a very weird shape. So we'll definitely need a new radiator at some point, although apparently it still holds water. Well, the cleaning the air filter was a failure because it had a giant hole in it. But we've cleaned up everything else and put some clean spark plugs in there. And yeah, so we'll throw some premix for the chainsaws in here and see if it wants to start. Well,
oh, it's gonna go the easy way.
Yeah, it wouldn't rev up at all, but it's probably because the carburetors have, you know, been sitting for a few years. But hey, it runs.
Might be a carb clean away from a send. So we just got our eBay turboed BMW truck running again. We want to do a track time, and this video is sponsored by Insta360. So we're going to show you guys everything this awesome camera can do and see what time we get now that we have the new tires and everything's all tuned up on the ute. So the first thing we're going to do is do some practice laps, warm up a little bit before we get the timer out. And so I'm going to film inside the cab here. We're just going to suction it straight on, tighten it up, and this way we can get everything that happens inside the cab and outside the cab all in one shot. How do you beat that? Is the angle right? Doesn't matter. You get all of it. It doesn't matter. You can choose what's in your frame after you get the shot. It's awesome. Next, we're going to show off the Insta360 selfie stick. It's really cool, super easy, and the way that the camera works, you'll see in the shot, the pole is invisible. Drive light or something? Must have. See guys, with the Insta360, you never miss a moment. like this. Like destroying your BMW, apparently. Let's just assess the damage. I don't know. Driving line still there? Well, it's still in place. We blew both CVs at the same time. Really? Yeah. Oh, it's when the tires. It's the bumps, yeah. Under. Now that's just a handful of the things that you can do with this camera, so check it out in the description below. But for now, let's get back to building. We'll pull the carbs off and then clean them up and then throw it back together, put a filter on it, and see if it'll actually run a little better.
carburetor cleaned and one not cleaned. Looks a little different. Obviously, that's just the outside. The inside wasn't really too dirty, so we'll see what the other one looks like. The main problem that made me want to take them apart and clean them for sure is that the float valve on, I think this one was definitely stuck open and it was just puking fuel everywhere. So hopefully I find something in there that indicates that that was the case. If not, we'll put it back together and see. It might just need new needle valves for the float. Well, got it all back together. That cheap air filter will work for now, and unfortunately, we still have a leaky float valve, so the carbs are overflowing, which is unfortunate. But we'll get it started and see if it's running better, because we can do that even with leaky float valves. Yeah, well, I mean, that could easily be due to flooding from the float bowls overflowing, but I really expected it to run a little better than that. So after spending about half a day trying to get this thing to run right, I finally gave up and went to the Google and then fixed it in 4 seconds. So it turns out this thing has a sensor on the parking brake. So the parking brake here is built into the clutch lever. So you push this thing, it pulls the brake, you lock it in, and then that's the parking brake on, right? Well, there's a sensor here that won't let you rev the engine if the parking brake is engaged. And it wasn't. The parking brake was not engaged, but it was loose, so it was just sitting here like that with the sensor off. And that was the entire problem, the whole time. The carbs probably didn't need to be cleaned. Nothing else went wrong, but you know, it's a good reminder that if it seems like everything should work and it's not, there's probably a reason. So, you know, kill switch.
Yeah! Everything's tightened up as much as it can be. We got a good storm in last night, so it's not gonna be too dusty. I think it's party time. This quad is so fast, it sounds so good. I totally get why people love it. It all makes sense. If you guys have been watching for a while, you probably know that I absolutely love two-strokes. And finally, we have one in the garage. Well, I'm just super pumped. I've never ridden one of these before, but I've been watching people ride them on YouTube for like months. This is exactly what I want to be doing today.
Yep, and you're a super big two-stroke fan.
This is too much fun.
Yeah, I can tell you're having a blast.
Yeah, I think we do need some new tires. I mean, That was wide open in fourth. I don't know if it looked like I was just spinning dirt or if I was actually getting traction up the hill.
It seemed like you were getting decent traction.
Maybe it's a fifth gear jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not actually going faster than I would like on our Predator or whatever, you feel like you're going faster because it's so much louder.
Yeah.
And aggressive sounding.
It does sound a lot better from off of the machine. The exhaust note is much like, it just sounds like on it sounds a little more high pitched and just ding ding dingy.
Yeah.
Off of it it's more of a brah, like a snowmobile.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing this as a giveaway, but we might keep it for a while first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna take us a while to get it all spiffed up and looking pretty anyway.
Yeah.
So
before we modify basically everything to do with the Banshee, we want to do a track time. And during our advertisement, we got this big beast stuck right in the middle of the rally track. So we're gonna try to tow it out with the Banshee, see how it does, then do a track time. What are the odds this works?
Oh, I don't know, but a good tow test is a necessary part of any true off-road event.
Yes.
So yeah, we get to see how the Banshee tows. I hooked it to the fast bar on the back. That way it pulls down a little bit and gives me more traction. But the Ute's not that heavy and it doesn't have much rolling resistance. So I don't know, should work.
Rolling! Momentum is on our side! Well, towing the Ute up here was a good warm-up.
Yep.
Cindy is a 28.5, isn't it?
Cindy?
Yeah.
28.5 or 29, 28 or 29 seconds.
Yeah.
I think the all-time record is with the Odyssey at 27.
So anything under 30 is a really good time. If you get like 28, that's probably like a second best.
Yep.
Anything over 27, that's first. Ready, set, go! Good launch.
Cool.
That's probably third place record right there.
Yeah, second or third, either. Yeah, very close to the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I guess I might as well do another one, but I don't feel. I mean, I could improve on that, but it was already pretty dang good.
That was 28.05.
Ooh, nice.
So that's probably second place right there to the Odyssey.
I think so, yeah. I don't think I've done anything else at 28.